What's going on, everyone? It's me, Tenebris, and you know that game we were talking about yesterday? The new fantasy game that was teased by Systemic Reaction? Well, today we got a full-blown announcement for the game. So let's let this trailer play through so you can see what's up, and then we'll talk about some details we know so far about Ravenbound.
This land is not for the weak. Most of us wouldn't last a day. But we know you're different. Even the Raven could see that. That's why it entrusted you to wield its power, to be its weapon, to meet the darkness and wound it, so that the cause does not die when you do. The hatred is a force stronger than you can imagine, but just as dust, carried by the wind, can level mountains, you can wield unimaginable power if you let it wield you.
Ravenbound is an upcoming third-person roguelite set in an epic fantasy world inspired by Scandinavian folklore. Having tight, close-quarters combat against big-ass monsters, IGN compares this game to Skyrim, and I definitely see that. But I also get a huge Dark Souls, Elden Ring vibe too, in the massive enemies and combat system. This game was actually leaked a few months ago, showing stills and concept art that looked really good. It's gone under a couple working titles since, but I'm really stoked to see these leaks come out as true here. Having the Apex Engine's fantastic looking open worlds, you'll be heading through dungeons, collecting abilities alongside your regular sword and shield combat. When you die, it has permadeath, so you'll have to start your run over, but as you upgrade your abilities and gear, you'll be able to make it further into the roguelite open world. In the leaks, we've heard this game compared to an open-world Dead Cells, which sounds pretty promising. So far, the gameplay looks pretty promising as well, facing off against these massive Scandinavian monsters. Set in the world of Ávalt, you are a person known as the Vessel. You carry an ancient weapon called the Raven to defeat something called the Betrayer. The Raven serves as a bird's-eye view and travel throughout the game. You can use your Raven to scope out places before heading on, and potentially a lot more along the way. In Norse mythology, Odin has two ravens that fly over Midgard and bring him information, and it seems to be what's inspired our own Raven in Ravenbound, with a little bit of a twist. It'll be cool to see if this links up to Norse mythology, or if it just takes inspiration from it. Featuring a dynamic open world for you to explore, you'll be facing down a really cool approach to the roguelite formula, with a Dark Souls-esque close-quarters combat system, timing dodges and using tactics, as well as a deck building system, where you get gear, weapons, and magic to use to keep yourself alive. As you upgrade your deck along the way, each new vessel you play as can get further on in the game until you eventually bring the Raven to its goal. Something I speculated on in yesterday's video was that this might be the first true next-generation game for Systemic Reaction, but right now, with only Steam being slated for release, we have to wait and see what the plans are console-wise. Though PC spec-wise, you can seemingly get away with just a GTX 1070, so nothing super intensive on the PC side of things. I think this is a bold new venture for Systemic Reaction to take with their games. After releasing two first-person shooters, they're now heading down a fantasy third-person perspective, diversifying their games, and it's rad to see personally. You dudes know I really like my Dark Souls. I got super into Elden Ring, and I really enjoy the challenge of roguelites and Scandinavian lore and fantasy, so this game is seemingly way up my alley. Right now, the release date for Ravenbound is slated as soon, and I'll be covering this one quite a bit more as we go on. So if this kind of thing is up your alley and you're interested to see more of this game, hit the like button or subscribe to stick around. But for now, thank you for watching, and I'll catch you all in the next one. Until then, peace.